Good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon, or happy middle of the night, depending on what time you're watching and where you are. A few things I want to run through today. I want to talk a little bit about what's going on in the car industry. We want to talk about Volvos, the electric Ford Capri, GB News, Harry Metcalfe on towing, Harry Metcalfe on Maseratis. A little bit about other videos that are coming up this week, and some car updates as to what's going on. And we're going to finish with a company that has emailed me asking about whether I want a sponsor for the channel. And we're also going to very briefly touch on the fact that the UK government is currently in the process of collapsing. So let's dive straight in. Right, this week, Car Dealer Magazine. I'm going to go through 6 things at the top of the list quite quickly. Car Dealer Magazine, Stellantis, Jaguar Land Rover and Nissan are going to sit down with the government this week to work out what's going on with the zero emission vehicle mandate, because essentially they're all knackered because of the government's stance on EVs. So that is industry starting to push back and hopefully have some sensible conversations with government about the fact that they're all being destroyed by the electric vehicle thing and the fact that cars are not selling. Speaking of which, point number 2, the Ford Capri. The Ford Capri and the Ford Explorer, the new electrical models, they are not selling, so much so that Ford are taking a break from production. I believe they're doing a 1 week on, 1 week off thing. So I presume in the week off that there's just no vehicles being built. And Ford have capacity for 4,500 vehicles in that week. So quite a lot of electric vehicles are not being built right now. While we're on the Capri and the Ford Explorer, just tell me in the comments, have you actually seen one? Has anybody seen one of the new Ford Capris out on the road in the real world? And I don't mean like a dealer test drive. I haven't seen any. I haven't seen one. And I'll take a photo the first time I do see one. But no, I haven't seen any. And for a car that had so much hype about it, I mean, yes, we all tore it to shreds on YouTube because, as you well know, it's not a Ford Capri and it's not the car that we wanted. We shouldn't have been given a 5-door SUV. But it isn't selling. So basically, that's it. Ford Capri, not out there. Let me know if you've seen one. There's another article that I'll be looking at later this week. There's been an article in the Telegraph. A journalist has written it basically saying that his EV is now essentially a paperweight, not working at all. So we'll be looking at that later in the week. And the other one that we'll be looking at later in the week is Mr. Fisher, who is a billionaire. Lots of you sent this to me. I got sent this quite a few times. He's a billionaire. And what car does he drive? A 25-year-old Volvo. So we'll be taking a look at that as well. Now, last week at Beaconsfield Services, I recorded a clip that went on YouTube Shorts. If you go on YouTube Shorts, you'll find it. I was driving around Beaconsfield Services and I could see that everybody was waiting to charge, and I had half a tank of fuel in my Saab 9.5 Aero Hot, Turbo Hot Aero, Turbo Hot, 2.3 manual, very fast car, come to that in a minute. And I did that film, and then GB News picked up on it and they broadcasted my clip on Saturday, but they were kind enough to not mention Geoff Buys Cars or credit the video or say even where the video had come from or who was talking in the video. It's obviously me. So thank you GB News for that one. Then we've got Harry Metcalfe, right? There's 2 things I want to talk about with Harry Metcalfe. Harry's just done a video. I love Harry Metcalfe. You know I love Harry Metcalfe. You probably love Harry Metcalfe as well. He's just done a video of the new Porsche Macan, the electric one, and it arrived with a tow bar, so we decided to do some towing with it. Go and watch the 2 videos that I'm referencing here. They are pinned in the top comment. And basically, he said that when he was towing, the range on his Macan was going down to around about 100 miles. So he made the point that if you're towing a caravan, you've got 100 miles range, you're going to want to stop every 80 miles to charge. It's just ridiculous. The move to EVs is going to kill caravanning. And I don't think people that own caravans realise that net zero doesn't involve caravan holidays. So Harry is single-handedly there propping up the sales of proper diesel cars that can tow with his EV video. The Macan as well, it's 100 grand basically when you've added a few options. And speaking about expensive, the other video that Harry's put out this week that I can recommend you watch is the Maserati. The paintwork on the Maserati that he's reviewing is £29,000. It's a £29,000 paint job. So the list price on the Maserati that Harry's testing is 163 grand, and then the price as tested, £212,000. I've done quite a few videos lately about car values. This is getting insane. And in that video, Harry highlights a Maserati Gran Turismo 2023. So it's only a year old, right? It's done 100 miles and it was listed on Auto Trader in December, so a year ago. Okay, listed on Auto Trader a year ago for £194,000. And now here we are, almost a year on, the car is still unsold, even though they've discounted it by £63,000. That Maserati is on Auto Trader right now for £131,000. No takers on that car at the original price of 194, and it's come down and down and down, and it has not sold in a year. Something bad is going on with modern car pricing. The other bit I want to talk about is all of the driver assist things on the Macan and the Maserati. Harry makes a deal about it, basically saying that on the Macan it's nice and easy to switch them all off. But again, it backs up what we're saying about the fact that people are moving away from brand new cars because they just don't want the tech that's on them, so they're buying older. And then there was a great comment here I saw on Facebook that said, 10 years ago, I used to have a 5-litre Jaguar XKR which had the black pack on it, and it was an epic machine, a supercharged V8 with huge torque, huge comfort and fantastic looks. I simply can't see what this brings to the party over that vehicle a decade on, apart from a ludicrous price tag and absurd technology that almost nobody really wants. Things are going in a very peculiar direction. There you go, comment on Harry's video in reference to the £212,000 Maserati with £29,000 in paint and lots of driver aids and a great big horrible touchscreen in the middle of the dash. Go and watch the video, see what you think of the car. Speaking of expensive cars, I've got a great video coming up later this week with Richard from Challenge the Road. I've got a 45-minute walk around his car collection in the style of the Late Break Show, really. It's quite a good video. I'm probably going to delay it until Saturday night because that's the sort of time when people are going to want to sit down and watch a longer video. So that'll go out Saturday night, and it's really quite good. Richard's got everything in his collection. We go from a Mark II Golf through some Cosworths, a few rally cars, including Colin McRae's actual Ford Focus, and of course he has a McLaren P1. But what's cool about that video is we're not really talking about money. We don't discuss anything, you know, what Richard paid for the cars or what they're worth. It really is just about the story of the cars and why he's got them in the collection. So that's quite cool. You know, it's not one of these, oh, look how much money this car is worth. We didn't want to talk about that at all. Right, other videos coming up this week. I'm going to London tomorrow. You may be going to London tomorrow as well. What a coincidence. And I was going to buy a Range Rover. I found a Range Rover on Facebook Marketplace this morning. And I went back and forth. It was £1,000, and I thought I can get the train down to London, go to the thing that I need to go to in London, which possibly might involve Jamie Clarkson, and then I could pick up a car on the way home. But when I did a bit more digging, the gentleman said to me, it uses a little bit of oil. I said to him, how much oil does this Range Rover use? It was a P38, 4.6, V8 HSE. He said, it does 70 miles to the gallon. I thought, what? What do you mean 70 miles to the gallon? And what he meant was, it does 70 miles to a gallon of oil. It's about 180 miles back to my house, so I thought, yeah, that's a no. So I didn't buy a Range Rover. The other thing was, someone else messaged me about that particular Range Rover and said to me they get 10 miles to the gallon if you're lucky. So I don't see a Range Rover in the future of you know, the Geoff household. I really don't. But I have got a couple of cars incoming. One of them is very interesting and four-wheel drive, so that should be arriving later this week. And I failed at buying a car this morning as well. So the other thing I found on eBay this morning was a BMW E46 328 automatic touring. Looked lovely. It was on the school run. I was like, this is going to be great. It's the first car I've ever bought on the school run because it was finishing at about 10 to 9. I was winning on eBay up until 29 seconds to go, and I was winning at £1,080, and in the last 29 seconds I lost out. It went for £1,324, but I don't understand how that happened in the last 29 seconds of the auction, but never mind, we can let that one go away. Right, my Saab 9.5 Aero manual has been on the dyno. That video is coming up tomorrow night, I think that one will be. And then I will eventually get around to editing the big Mercedes saga, which will be funny when it finally goes live. I'm going to try and get that one out for Sunday night. So there you go. Saturday night, you've got the long video with Richard. Sunday night, you've got the long Mercedes documentary. That gives me something to aim for to get the editing finished. And that gives us a really good weekend of good quality videos, well-edited, good quality videos. Also, many of you said that my post-it note, or your post-it note, wasn't read out, that was left on the Mercedes at the weekend. I did find another big pile of post-it notes in the other compartment in my bag, so I'm going to have to do another post-it note reading. And there's loads of stuff in my inbox that I need to work through as well, so I'm on my way to all of that. Lastly, Keir Starmer. Well, head over to Twitter and see if you can work out exactly what's going on. But all I will say is the UK government is on the verge of collapse, and it needs to collapse in a way that doesn't involve rioting. So if everybody could stay calm and direct your frustrations in a very British manner without taking to the streets, because that's exactly what they want. And then I got an email from a potential new sponsor. You ready for this? This is the last part of the video. Hello, excellent creators. I hope this message finds you well. I am the influencer marketing manager at, I'm not going to say the name of the company, a brand known for modern, innovative electric vehicle accessories. You can check out our products here. I'm not going to give you the website. We've been following your content and we're truly impressed with the authenticity and the depth of your work. That's why we'd love to collaborate with you on a special project. We believe your dedication to electric vehicles and your authentic, engaging content makes you the perfect partner for this collaboration. Our shared passion for promoting electric mobility and sustainable solutions aligns with your mission, and we're excited about the possibility of creating something impactful together. Thank you very much for the offer, and all of the other YouTubers that you sent that to, because you neglected to use the blind carbon copy button and actually CC'd everybody. So I was able to reply to all of the other creators that this brand emailed, and I said, thank you very much, but no thank you. So there we go. No electric vehicle accessory companies will be sponsoring the channel in the not too distant future. That's not happening. Rare car arriving on Thursday, down to London tomorrow. Interesting video being filmed on Wednesday with Adrian from the Association of British Drivers. He's got some interesting stuff to say about what's going on in the world, and I'm going to talk to him about speed cameras and speeding, because I've been doing quite a lot of speeding since I got my Saab 9.5 Aero, and when you see the dyno video, you will understand why. Thank you very much, everybody. That is Monday. Tuesday, London. See you there.